Tricia Kennedy, she's on invitation for us.
Could we bow in prayer, please? Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we come here this evening asking for your presence with us as we make good decisions or the best that we know for the town of Fairview. We thank you for the beauty of this day. We thank you for all the ways that you provide for us. Be with us here this evening. Hear our prayers. Amen.
And I kind of like to break away from what we normally do things. Would any of your scouts like to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Come up, if you like, just come up. You just come right here in front of the podium, and we'll be turning around facing the flag, and I'll just turn it over to you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay, on our next item, we have agenda changes. Is there any changes to the agenda?
Yes. 8B would be a discussion of the Macon case, town of Fairview versus Macon. The town attorney needs some information from you tonight.
And everything else remains the same, that's correct, right? Okay, with that being said, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda as amended.
Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor, so approved. Motion passes. Okay, I need a motion now for the approval of the consent agenda.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor, so approved. Motion passes. Okay, at this time, I have public comments. I would just hand it to Daniel. If you would, this is the public comments portion of our meeting tonight. If you'll come forward, tell us your names, we can get on tape, and also your address where you live.
Appreciate it. Thank you. My name is Daniel Peters. I'm in 2205 East Brief. My comment for this evening is in regards to the future land use map. I think one thing, as being having young kids here in this community, I wonder if there a conversation of either bike infrastructure or walking infrastructure has ever been discussed. On East Brief Road, at least, we have a lot of bikers, and I think for the safety of us and the bikers themselves, I don't know what that would look like, but just putting out there that either bike infrastructure or walking infrastructure would be greatly appreciated in those considerations. The only other thing that I'll add too is I see in the future that there's not really much commercial, and obviously as a rural community, we don't really want that many, commercial here. But I think the idea of having places like grocery stores or even little places for like coffee shops or something like that would be really beneficial, because we want to support the people here with business and stuff like that. So bike infrastructure, walking infrastructure, and something along those lines of little small, nothing big. I don't want big, but just a little something would be greatly appreciated. Those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and that's something that's it's been a big interest of Fairview since I've been involved in this position, and anything like that is well received, and in the future of Fairview that we looked at as to what we're capable of doing, and also find out resources outside. One suggestion I would make to you, as far as you and those salespeople that you may have been talking to, is the state of North Carolina, that you've been in our park there, I assume.
Yes.
The state of North Carolina gave us $250,000 several years ago towards the park. And so I would approach the people at the state level and the DOT that might be able to help us, whether through grants, whatever, to do something like that. So that needs to start just getting the word out from everybody that you talk to, that touch supplement us and whatever we can. So thank you for your comments. Appreciate that.
Also, Mr. Mayor, if there are questions that he has about our history and what we plan for the future, I'll be glad to talk to him.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you.
Check with them. Thank you very much. No other presentations? That was the only one we had.
Mr. Mayor, may I make a suggestion
Sure.
that you recognize the scouts here and have them come up and introduce themselves and at this time?
Sure, yeah, that way we have it on, this thing's all being
Would you like to
recorded,
come
you'll
up
come
and
up,
introduce
and
yourself?
also the leaders as well. You'll come up and introduce yourself. and
Tell us a little bit about
yourself.
yourself and where you're from and why you're here.
Hi, I'm Riley Olson, and I'm part of Troop 19, and I'm here with the Citizenship and Community Merit Badge, and I am trying to figure out possibly something that is going on in our community that is a struggle, and seeing if there's any debate within, if there's a debate between two people or a group of people, and which one I agree with and why.
Ooh.
And with that being said, just something to think about, on a regular basis, and when it comes to what ordinances and zoning and all that, we'll have public meetings, and there will be debate one way. You'll have somebody come in and make a suggestion what they would like to do, and we'll have the public to come in. And it's a form of debate, but watch those things. That's something that would be good for you to be exposed to, because that's about the closest we come is debate. Is somebody wants to come in and do something, they'll state their purpose, and then the town will come back, the residents will come back and say what they think about it. So that's what it's supposed to be given. That happens on a regular basis.
Thank you.
I'm Aria Olson, and I'm also with Troop 19, and I'm here to do the same thing.
Thank you. Thank you once again for the pledge. You were an Eagle Scout,
Well, I
right?
was an Eagle Scout, so I'm very proud of you guys. That's awesome.
My son was an Eagle Scout, so I know what y'all are going through. Thank you for what you did.
We're a family of scouting. I'm Danae Olson. We live at 7919 Concord Highway, right up the road here. And we've been with Troop 19 for a long time, despite being a little bit further away. Good troop. They're really pushing hard to become Eagle Scouts and very active within the troop. And really interested in, I loved everything you said, by the way. Would love to see walking past in a grocery store. That would be amazing.
Yes,
Uh,
I know it's like down the road a ways, but when it comes to, Eagle people projects and stuff, we've had quite a few Eagle Scouts come in, and if they come to the town that I want to do something in the park, we've got several things that take place as Eagle Scout projects, and we look forward to those discussions down the road if you have an interest in doing that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. All right, thank you.
Good evening, I'm Keith Olson, so we live right up the road, we're walking distance from here, and just love it here, love Fairview, and happy we moved here, and I'm an outdoorsman at heart, so every time I walk out the door, it just feels good and I feel right being here, so thanks for having us tonight.
And who sponsors Troop 19? Where's that troop?
We're out of the American Legion in Waxhaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you come a long way.
Yeah, so we joined that troop because they support PERT. So we came from a different troop, but so we're not split. We all joined the same troop together, just that way we can do our camp outs together and meetings together, and it just makes life a lot easier, a lot more enjoyable when we summer camp together and all that stuff.
Well, something you may not be aware of, this park here started out originally 14 acres, 17 acres, something like that, 17. We bought additional 65 acres. Our park is 80 acres in size. And so, and you may not be aware of, but we've got the walking track around the pond up there, and we've got another path that we just finished up. It goes out and back. The Crooked Creek runs around the boundary line of our park. So within the last 2 or 3 weeks, the Park and Rec and the county came in and made it a loop. So it's about a 1.5 mile loop that you can go back there and hike and stuff too.
A nature trail.
The nature trail, with roots and all kinds of good.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Well, we love the idea of that, and so obviously, seeing kids go through and find Eagle projects, I think some are more valuable than others. I think they're all valuable. I think some are just a lot more impactful. So I love the idea of having that right down the road. And I know two scouts will be looking for something to do, and they're young enough too, where they can have plenty of time to put good planning into that project too.
Well, something that I, based upon my son and other people I know that have been Eagle Scouts, and I don't know if we'll ever get to that point in our park, I thought about at some point in time, since it's 80 acres, it's part of the land, is we're on a part of the land we have to set aside to where local scout troops can come out and set up something there they could go and camp in here, but we haven't gotten to that point. That's something we're looking at, but I'm thinking about down the road, so if that happens, we'll let you know.
Certainly, so we'll exchange information before leaving that. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Okay, any other comments?
No.
And now we're at number 8, items of business. I'm going to turn over to Ed. You want to discuss this?
Well, thank you very much. And I will sit here, if you don't mind, I will speak loud. My knee is still bothering me. Start PT next week, so it'll really bother me after I start that. As we talked about the other day in the retreat, for the people online that are watching, Teresa and I have put in our notice. We're sort of torn between being excited and disappointed that we have to leave, or excited that we have accomplished what we have, and we're passing the torch on to 2 more. At our retreat, we were happy to interview 2 candidates, or you were gracious enough to interview 2 candidates that Teresa and I proposed, and those interviews I think went well. And tonight we are sort of asking you to hire these 2 candidates, and so we can transition our jobs to them in the next 2 or 3 months. You have seen the resumes, you have seen the detailed parts of the candidates. This is not a closed session, so we can't go into all those details, but you can hire these 2 people at the compensation package that we recommended if you want to, and go from there. Along with that motion to hire the 2 candidates, Mr. King and Ms. Thomas, Cox Thomas.
Anything.
Whatever her name is now. I lost my train of thought right then. It got it.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Part of her name's Thomas.
It is Thomas, Spencer Thomas.
And you said
But
that
she
you
got-
had to leave. That's not stated properly. You are choosing
Oh, we're choosing to retire.
Some of these people might not know, and they think we're pushing you out the door.
Y'all have been.
Y'all are choosing to retire.
Yes, we are, and we've been real happy, but our situations at home are do warrant us to step down. I have been here, it's hard to believe, 17 years. I would have never thought I would have been here that long. I hope Jim is fortunate enough to be here part of that time. I told him a minute ago, in 25 years, he'll look like me. He's a young gentleman. Both of these people are young people. But what we would want to is a motion to add to your motion of hiring these 2 people, if you wish, at the compensation package is agreed on. And you can say that compensation package amount, if you wish, is that you do allow the mayor and Teresa and I, as a subcommittee of this board, to act as a transition committee to make sure the transition goes. Now you understand why.
We might be asking you to leave.
The transition goes smoothly between us two and the two new ones. So with that, if there's any questions you'd like to ask me.
It's something that's been done, I think it's, well, one, thank you for your service. You know, he's been involved in Huntersville, the Indian Trails. He's had a long experience dealing with issues that we face here in Fairview, and it's made the town of Fairview probably where we are right now quicker because of his experience. And Teresa's been here 10 years? 11 years. So thank you both for what you've done and made that transition from not being a town to a town and what we have to offer now. So thank you both for doing that. So if you got any questions, either one of them for us, what we're wanting to do tonight.
The two positions you're looking at is an administrator and a town clerk. The functions of these people are on your job descriptions at your desk. The administrator will have functions of day-to-day operations, including land use. The clerk she'll be busy as the town clerk itself with those duties, but also the event planning for the town. So, and their job descriptions are at your place. We added to that job description a little clause that said during their off time, because they're going to work 2 days a week, part-time. They're classified as part-time. But in their off time, if the need arises to where they want to take a part-time job in their off time, they certainly could, as long as it didn't interfere with their duties here. Administrator, town clerk. With the start date, excuse me, Mayor, with the start date of, I think y'all agreed on March 1 and April 1.
We did say we would need to make a recommended budget amendment to allow them to start early. Correct?
No, not necessarily. Correct me if I'm wrong, Darrell. He usually does all the budget amendments in June, but you certainly can do it if you want to so state you're making this as a budget amendment to this budget. But he records that and it will come back to you in June. All right, Darrell?
What I normally do.
So it's gonna be amended at some point.
It will be a budget amendment for this year.
Do we go ahead and make
But-
that statement like Carrie was saying today, and just go ahead and take care of that, or does it need to wait?
I can do the budget amendment next month.
Just say amend the budget according to their early start date.
We're talking about budget for 2025, 2026.
Right.
Right.
Because we're doubling up on
Right.
comp
25, 26, right.
for a couple months.
25, 26.
Any other questions? Okay, I'm gonna be asking for a motion, but if you would, when whoever wants to make the motion, if you would, unless there's a problem, what I'm getting ready to ask, would you mention the two parties? So, because we're being recorded, so it goes on the website, they'll know who the two people are by name. So would that be okay?
What's your correct name?
And then after that, Mr. Mayor, if you would like for Jim and Spencer to say a few words about their challenge, that might be good too.
But not part of the motion process.
Not part of the motion, afterwards.
So do I have a motion to, for to, do what we just said with one?
Take it away.
Just take it away from it.
I make a motion that we hire, effective April 1, a new town clerk to run to, Spencer Cox. Is that correct?
I'm legally a Thomas,
Spencer
still.
Thomas Cox. And a new town administrator, Jim King or James King, to start March 1st. At the recommended compensation packages that were presented to us at our plan retreat on Saturday.
And you should have those at your desk if you want to say those amounts, but
You comfortable with that?
that's public.
That's public. I mean,
Public
everything said,
knowledge
that's all we need to have.
is
right?
their salary, right?
Okay, well, you've heard the motion. That being said, do I have a second? Second. Any further discussion? All in favor, show up with the hand. Motion passes unanimously. Well, congratulations.
Well, I am, needless to say, we're happy that we could find two people, to replace us. I mean, we're irreplaceable to start with, but,
I thought you were gonna let them speak now.
well, I want to make sure I preface that real good, that, no, we're excited. Thank you. Thank you. And, Jim, would you like to say anything?
I just want to say, I look forward to this new chapter in my life. I hope that there's a bunch of knowledge that I can bring to the town, but at the same time, there's a lot of wealth and knowledge that I can learn from the town as well.
Thank you. Welcome on board.
Ms. Thomas Cox Thomas.
Teresa is not very easily replaced, and I will never fill her shoes, but I will try my best. I really appreciate it.
Bring your own shoes.
I'll bring my
I just want to say thank you for your efforts to find your replacements, because that makes it a lot easier for us, so we appreciate that.
Yes, a lot.
I had to look hard. I had to look hard. You know, it was real fun. A quick story, I found out that Jim was retiring, and it just so happens that he had mentioned to his supervisor that he may want to work some part-time, and that's the way I found out about it. He's been doing this job for 10 years with the county, so he comes with a lot of knowledge and a lot of expertise, and wants to go to the next step, a day-to-day type things, so, and being close to council, I think he's going to enjoy it.
Once again, congratulations to our community members, and thanks again for those that served for the residents of Fairview for at least 17 years and less. But thanks again, and thanks for being part of the heritage and legacy that this town has due to what's taken place through y'all and the previous mayors and town council.
Don't forget, Gary, they have a retirement party in June that we will have for them.
Not y'all special.
We didn't particularly ask for that, but
They were given it.
Thank you. Well, that'll come out as close as we get to it. Okay, with that being said, we're now moving on to 8B, and I'll turn this over to Ed as well. He's your most knowledgeable at this point in time.
as you know, Michael Macon has got a lot of history with the town, and there is now a court case between he and the town. And I think the attorney has kept you up to date as to where we are now. I'm going to read to you her email to me and request from her to do another motion from Mike. I have received emails from Catherine Honeycutt that vehicles are still going up and down his property. I need to know from the board whether or not they want me to file additional contempt proceedings against Mr. Macon for continued violation of the preliminary injunction and additional complaint claims, assuming the barricade is not constructed. That would be in contempt. My request to you is that prior to the adoption of the agenda tonight, someone makes a motion, and we did. When the agenda item comes up, the open session, the board will need to discuss whether or not to authorize me to file additional contempt claims for violations of the orders. If the decision is no, there's no need to make a motion. If you want her to continue, the motion would be motion to authorize the town attorney to file contempt proceedings for continued violations of the preliminary injunction and contempt order in town of Fairview versus Macon.
For those of you that are in the audience that may be wondering what we're talking about, it's not our property. It was found in contempt of court by a judge. and was ordered to pay a fine and also put up a barricade for a bridge that is extremely unsafe. And he has until tomorrow for that to be accomplished. It has to
The
be a
barricade.
permanent barricade. Otherwise, he will be found in contempt of court again, which could potentially lead to jail time and more fines. So we have worked with this gentleman for about 18 months trying to assist to make this right. And it just was a continuous battle and not complying with our request or guidelines or what we needed to have transpire. And he eventually filed suit against the town of Fairview, and then we went to court, and he ultimately was found in contempt of court for not doing what the judge had required, and now he's about to be found in contempt of court again. So what we're being asked is, do we want to make a motion, if that barricade is not put up, to file an additional contempt of court?
Continue the, yeah.
Right.
And is that even mentioned too about the appeal process? He's
Yeah.
appealing part of it.
We
We don't know yet.
don't know yet, but we have,
Suspect, right?
yeah, by some, email or something at the clerk of court's office or something that he has hired an attorney finally. So that may make it easier to deal with the law. So that he may file an appeal on the contempt. But if he does, he has to go through that procedure. But we don't know yet whether he's going to do that or not.
So to keep us on the right track, is it okay for us, for y'all to discuss that before a motion is made? And then, obviously, because it seems like that would be better to do that and then make the motion and then go through the discussion phase once again, once the motion is made. Would you concur with that?
I'm not real sure I understood what you said, but
Can we have a discussion before we make a motion?
yes, you should.
Okay. So, Chairman, I'll start with you. Do you have a feeling one way or another?
I just want, remind me that the motion, or the judge gave an immediate cease and desist order in using that property. I mean, is he in contempt right now, or is he in contempt effective
He's in
tomorrow?
contempt now.
He is in contempt right now.
And he's already been fined. But if he doesn't do the next step,
That's correct,
he
that's
will be in
right, yeah.
contempt again.
He'll be in contempt again, but his continued use this week, he's in contempt
Correct.
for his continued use.
He had 3 things he had to do.
Since,
Put up a barricade, pay a court fine, and
Right.
pay some attorney fees.
But I guess what she's asking is, he had a temporary restraining order. No one was across the bridge.
oh, that's right, that's right,
And
okay.
so they
That was the
continued to cross
contention.
the bridge, and then we
Yeah,
had.
that's right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's the current contempt.
Right.
That he continued to use the bridge. The second contempt will come tomorrow
When
if
he
he
does
doesn't
the
put up the barricade.
And that's what she's asking you. Do you want to take it further? I think
So for those who are in the audience, to further the discussion, there are extremely large dump trucks that weigh, I don't know how much they weigh, going across a bridge that is extremely, I was afraid to walk across it. That's how bad it was. So not only that, he's putting truck drivers in jeopardy that are going to haul dirt and whatever else he's dumping in there to help build up his property. So it sounds as if, wait, we're keeping a man from getting on his property. Now we're trying to keep the community safe. And then there's a whole lot of other stuff that's transpired during that period of time. But it's been one defiance after another. That's my personal opinion. So as far as my discussion of this matter, and my opinion is that every time we've given him any little bit of slack, he's taken all he can get. And I think we're just going to have to continue to hold him to what the judge. But I don't understand why we have to make the motion. Why the judge saying, you didn't do what I told you to do, so I'm putting you in
Well,
jail.
he doesn't know that, so we have to file that petition.
Okay,
So
so the
probably-
filing, we have to,
File the
okay,
contempt
okay.
petitions.
So he's not asking us, we just need to let him know that he didn't do what the judge asked.
Right,
Okay,
and
all right.
the attorney is asking, you still won't pay for that. I mean, that, if there is an additional charge to go forward.
Our attorney's asking us if we want to spend more legal fees.
Correct.
I mean, she's gotta have permission
Kind of
to
an
do.
oxymoron, isn't it?
She's gotta have
Me
permission.
asking if you want to spend
Yeah.
more money?
Well, I mean, she wants to know what your choice would be.
Right.
You want her to continue or not.
Well, I agree with David. I recommend that we, press on, because if we give in, she's gonna take a while.
I can't imagine that we wouldn't continue to move forward. We've dealt with this a lot longer than we should have.
We wouldn't have a lot to talk about if we didn't have this, Okay.
Okay, and I guess I got a question as far as the motion, because I was there at the last hearing we had, and we were, when he was found in contempt, for those that are sitting here tonight, when he was found in contempt, and he's representing himself. So the judge told him during the hearing, you do understand, you're representing yourself, and if you're found in contempt, you're subject to go to jail. He said, I understand that. So he was found in contempt. And so the judge asked our attorney and me, as representing the town of Fairview, if we want to send him to jail. And we talked among ourselves, and our response was, we thought there was nothing to be gained by having him in jail, but we had them add to the contempt charges that the permanent barricade would be put up, not that he couldn't cross, and he had 21 days to do that. And we also asked to pay for the attorney's fees, and then the judge also added a $500 fine. What I want to ask now, we need to include as part of our motion that if this takes place, you know, and I'm not sure of the process, but if it takes place and he is found in contempt, and we tell our attorney, if we're not present, if the judge would ask her, you want him to go to jail, what would our response be? That need part of our motion.
I think that's a judge's.
Yeah, I think that's a judgment of the court itself.
I mean, if he asked, because he asked us.
Yeah, but that,
He shouldn't be asking.
I don't think he should even ask us.
That was weird.
What I
That would be
do
his
think
interest.
is that we should ask, because we joke about the attorney asking for more funds, is that we would ask the judge to force him to pay the town of Fairview's attorney fees, because this is not on us, this is on him.
Well, that is part of the judgment.
But
additional,
I'm talking about a new,
additional-
yeah,
The
whatever
additional-
it cost us to file this new
That will be included.
contempt,
That will be included.
then he needs to have to pay that.
And any costs that we would incur to try to enforce the collection of said fees,
Because we're gonna probably.
because he's not gonna pay them.
Here's the motion she recommends. Motion to authorize the town attorney to file contempt proceedings for the continued violations of the preliminary injunction and contempt order in the case among the town, against the town in Macon. So
Are you all comfortable with that?
you comfortable with that motion?
I can read it right here.
Okay.
I think, do we have a motion?
I make a motion, and I will read what the attorney recommended. The motion is to authorize the town attorney to file contempt proceedings for continued violations of the preliminary injunction and contempt order in town of Fairview versus Macon 25 CV 005962-890. And I would also add to that, if he is found in contempt and we bear additional costs as the town of Fairview, that Michael Macon be required to reimburse the town for those costs.
Any, that was second.
I second that motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor, so the motion passes.
Okay, thank you. I'll call her.
Okay, now we're down to number 9. That's it, that's all, is it, Ed? There's nothing else.
No,
That was it.
there's no other.
Okay, number 9 is council comments. I'll start with Patricia. Do you have any comments?
I thought we had a great retreat this past Saturday. I feel blessed to be able to work with the other members of this council in the ways that we do. So that's all that I have tonight.
Well said.
You good? Yeah. No, like I said, once again, I appreciate you all participating. It makes it, it makes me feel good to see people out here wanting to participate and wanting to take part in, because that's one of the things that I've learned since I've been dealing out here is that a lot of people say things that we're doing wrong, and then again, those same people don't come out and volunteer or come to meetings, find out what's taking place. And so thank you for getting that started in the Scouts. Being here to see how things operate. You see the transparency, and also this is recorded. It's on our website. Here what takes place. We're not trying to hide anything. So thanks for doing that, and we'll keep you in the loop as far as the park out here and so forth and so on. So that's a
Thank you, Daniel, for your
comments.
Appreciate it.
Thanks and welcome aboard for Jim and Spencer. And do I hear this is one of the words you look forward to at the beginning of this meeting, and do I hear a motion for adjournment?
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
No other comments? All in favor, so put the hand. Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.
Hey, Daryl, these